Hey, how's it going, everybody? We're going to give this just a few minutes here to see how many people want to log in and watch, and we will go from there. So, we're going to do mod reviews a little bit different than most people. I understand that in some sense they're kind of overplayed. There are a lot of people doing mod reviews. However, we're going to do things differently in the aspect of we're going to look and double check whether the mod has any errors. And we're also going to rate not on a five star scale, but we're actually going to rate on a 1 to 10 scale. And kind of how we're going to do this is 1 is going to be a very poor mod, of course. 10 will be it is very significantly good, or excellent, should I say. And what I mean by that is every body detail, every interior detail, every detail that is shown or made in the model has been very meticulously taken care of, has also been solidified, so that way there's nothing that can be seen through. Um, Anything that's going to be, let's say, like a 8 or lower, down to maybe a 5 would be between like a good to a very good. A 9 and a 10 is going to be pretty hard to reach for most people, um, because it does take a lot of time to get in that category of what I consider excellence. Um, Me personally, I take the time and I go through that extra effort. Um, Not everybody does. There are a few select people that do, as far as modders. I won't put any names out as to who does and who doesn't because honestly, I've seen excellent mods come out of certain people, and I've seen very terrible mods come out of certain people. Um, and the same with across the board. I've seen certain mods from modder A that have been excellent, and also ones that have been very poor or just what I would consider a slap together. And then modder B on the equation, I've also seen where they either did really, really, really good or excellent, or they did very poor. And then there's some modders that no matter what they do is just mediocre at best. There's other modders that they are kind of a wannabe modder and they're taking other people's work, converting it, or something like that, or they're just slapping their name in it, claiming it as theirs. So we're gonna rate things kind of on a very detailed scale. We're not just gonna do, oh, this everything works like it should, and it's a decent quality mod, so we're gonna give it 5 stars. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's however that person chooses to rate the mods. And I'm not pointing out anybody specific, um, but we're gonna do things a little bit differently, and we're gonna kind of help showcase who are the people that are doing really, really good in the community and who are creating mods. Specifically, the number one key is mods that have no errors that aren't going to cause issues in your game. So, without further ado, we're going to be reviewing Ben Kempa's or Richwood Rockets Ford F360 or F350, pardon me, XL single cab long bed. As you can see, we're in my mods folder here. I'm starting this with 100% only his mod in the folder so that way we can check and see if we see any errors at all. Ben Kempa, from what I've experienced from him, I have never really seen any mods come out of his hands that haven't been fully tested and error free. But hey, things do slip by, and who knows? If nothing else, maybe this is a chance for somebody to catch something they didn't catch on their system because it, accidents can happen. I've had them happen to myself as well. So now's the opportunity for them to maybe see something that they didn't see before, and hopefully rectify the problem and move on and um, know that that's a problem that existed and be able to keep that in the future so that way they don't have it happen again. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump in the game. We're going to jump into a vanilla game save, so we are assured that there's no mod conflicts or anything like that because if you have other mods in a folder, it can conflict. Now, that's not to say that just because there's no errors that it won't conflict with another mod. So keep that in mind. There's a possibility of that. If somebody happens to use the same names on something somewhere, it can conflict with another mod that has the same names. So we can't always 100% fault the person that created the mod. Um, Without further ado, we're going to go right into it. There we go. Now it decides to show up. And as you see in the mod here, there's only one loading, so at this point in time, I'm not seeing any sort of errors. We can give it a few more minutes so that we'll load a little bit more information. Generally, if anybody is ever trying to figure out an issue with a mod, 99% of the time, your errors that are causing an issue will be at the bottom of your log. Um, in a later video, we'll show you how to set your game up so that way you can see the log as it's loading. That's not to say that that's the end all be all, but that will definitely help you if you're ever trying to figure out an issue. don't mind the noise in the background. There's somebody playing another game in the background, so it's not something that's going to distract and get us all interrupted. So not a big deal. I'm still seeing no errors. Awesome. Absolutely. So far, no errors whatsoever. All right. So now, whoops. Let me go in here, and I believe it should be in here. Yes. All right. So there's a diesel version and a gas version. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and check out both of them. I assume both of them are going to have pretty much the same options. However, we'll still at least load into the store with both options because if there's any errors, then some may show at that point. So we're going to go ahead and load into the diesel version at this point in time. And we have a warning here, but the warning is for a shapes file, which this warning will not cause any errors. It's just a warning that if you're if this mod was being submitted to Giants for a console would not be able to uh, functionally display this mod correctly because there's a part of the model that has too many polygons, which console would have issues being able to display. Um, in our case, being on PC, it is absolutely no issue. It's not going to console, so it's still not an issue. It is not going to create any kind of performance issue. So at that point, we're not even going to worry about this warning. It's not something that I personally would ever worry about trying to fix. It is something that can be fixed. However, it's not going to make any sort of conflict with any other mod. So we're going to jump out of the log here and let's see what kind of options we have. So first thing I notice is glass detail is very, 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 very extraordinary. I don't think I've seen a whole lot of models um, or mods for FS22 that have this sort of detail for the glass. So I will give absolute 100% props. The body looks absolutely flawless from what I can see of the light's reflections on it. Um, I would definitely say absolutely great job, Ben Kempa. Let's see. So we have options here of black XLT. We have a chrome XLT, which gives you the chrome bumper. Color match, which gives you color match front bumper. I'm assuming if there's any rear options, it's probably on a different one. We have a King Ranch. We have a color matched. And we also have a ranch hand. Alright, so I think we're going to go with the King Ranch for this. And then mud flaps. Let's see what we got for mud flaps. Front mud flaps, rear mud flaps, both. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with both. Alright, grill options. Let's check that out. Chrome grill, paint matched, and black. I think we're going to go with the chrome. Alright, here's our rear bumper options. We have a stock black, a stock chrome, a stock color matched, a range hand, and a stock black. Let's go ahead and stick with the range hand theme. Mirror caps. Let's see what we got for options there. We have chrome, color matched, black, and back to chrome. Let's say we'll go with chrome too. Let's kind of bling it all out here. What the heck? Door handles. We got chrome, color match, black, and chrome again. Window tint. Window tint, yes. Ooh, wow. And that window tint looks even really good as well. Bed options. Let's see what we got for bed options here. We got no tailgate. Toolbox, of course, regular tailgates. We have a back rack version. We have a toolbox and back rack. We have a none. Let's go with the toolbox and back rack. Attachers. We got a Western plow mount, a 2-inch drop, a 2-inch plus the plow mount, a pintle hitch plus the plow mount, and none. Let's do the pintle hitch and plow mount. We're not going to attach a plow today. However, I probably should have loaded a plow into the game, but like I said, I want to make sure that everybody sees what errors there are on an individual mod, and it's very hard for somebody that's not experienced to be able to see an error of a mod if they don't know what they're looking for. So in this case, we got just the one mod, so if there's any errors, it's only on this. So for engine setups, we have Power Stroke 6.7 liter, which is 221 kilowatts per hour or 300 horsepower. It's a 120 liter fuel usage with 74 miles per hour and 7 tons. We also have a Tune 1, which is 450 horsepower. Tune 2, which is 550 horsepower. Tune 3, which is 690 horsepower. Then back to the Power Stroke. Let's go ahead and go with Tune 3. Strobe light bar. This is where it's going to get interesting because only a few people so far that I have seen have been able to incorporate real lights with their light bars in 22. So we'll get to see if Ben Kempa did that on this. I believe he is actually one of the first that I know of that did get it incorporated. So it's a good chance he's got them in there. Alright, light bar. We got yes. Let's see, let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. And we got yes and no. Okay, so there's no options. It's just one light bar, which is fine. Alright. Headlights. We have halogens, King Ranches, LEDs, of course. And then halogens again. Let's go with King Ranches since we went with pretty much everything else King Ranch. Wheel setup. We have, of course, stocks. We have stocks on graps. We have stock dualies, which changes the bed to a dually as well. Stock dualies on graps. Let's do the dualies. And in my opinion, there's no other better color than a nice black on farming simulator trucks and cars. That's just my personal opinion, but we'll go ahead and check out some of the other colors here and see how they look. Let's see, we got Scarlet Red. Scarlet Red actually looks really good. Let's see, let's try a Woodland Green. Impressive, very impressive. Let's see, let's try a blue and see how that looks. That looks pretty good. Alright, let's go ahead and choose our black. Let's check one more time. And as you see, the only thing that's still showing up is those warnings, which means there are no existing current other errors in this truck because they would have pushed these warnings up towards the top. So that is absolutely awesome. Ben Kempa, amazing job. So let's go ahead and check this thing out in game and see how it looks. loving the sound. Let me do one thing real quick. I will go in here. Oops. Let me turn down the in-game sound so that way you guys can actually hear me. Whoa. Alright. There we go. Alright, so let's see what options we have here. Tailgate opens. Tension belts. Tension belts. And that is it. Let's go ahead and grab a trailer and we'll just make sure that everything attaches real quick. I'm sure it will. But hey, let's go ahead and check anyhow. Let's see, do I not have anything? Let's grab this and this. Let's keep with our black theme here. Absolutely, of course, it attaches. Let's check with our small trailer here. And of course that attaches as well. Alright, we definitely have brake lights, we have reverse lights. I love the reverse lights on the lower bumper. We have marker lights. They all seem to work. We have low beams. We have high beams. We have flashers. Alright. So let's give this a final review. You know what? We didn't check the interior. Whoops. Interior. Alright. So I see a couple of small little things that could have been dealt with a little bit more, but believe me, it is very hard in GE to see things like this. Where there's like a little gap on the side. That's generally because the body wasn't solidified. Not a complete deal breaker, but I would say based on how pretty much everything looks on this truck, for the most part, and the fact that there are absolutely no errors except for a couple warnings, which those warnings will not affect any performance. As you see, I'm having no glitching, no issues, anything like that. Um, I would definitely rate this on a 9 out of 10 scale. So, if you want to see any future mod reviews, they will not all be live reviews. However, there will be some times that we will do lives. Some will be my own reviews, and I pray and hope that there will be other people that review them. Of course, me being biased is not giving you an accurate representation of my work. Um, However, in the case of like Ben Kempa here, I can say for sure that he does quality work. Um, and there's absolutely nothing else that I see that I would particularly proclaim as an issue. Um, so if y'all enjoyed it, like, subscribe, share, please make sure you hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.